No swearing.
Okay, everybody quiet down now. We're on air. You bunch of modelers, you. Hello, everyone. This is Scratch and Jack, your Across the Pond Hangout hosts. And yeah, Amazing Classic is a Google Plus community of modelers of all shapes and sizes, genres, interests, skill levels, and even sizes. Some of us are larger than others, I think. Anyway, who like to share their tips and tricks with one another and learn more about their craft and perhaps celebrate one another's skill modeling achievements. Amazing Classic is perhaps also the fastest growing or largest inflammatory Google Plus community. No.
Inflammatory?
Inflammatory?
Inflammatory!
The largest skill modeling Google Plus community on the internet, perhaps. We have 1,604 members. 2 weeks ago, we only had 1,581. That's a difference of 23. I did math this early in the morning. 1,604 members. You know, you guys are awesome. And today we have joining us members and people who follow us. I don't know why, but I'll get to them. Skill modelers.
1,600 members. And it's the same sad six bastards every Saturday morning.
The same six. Every day.
This is what happens when I left you people at your own devices for a long time. You come on air and you're all like drunk with relaxation.
All I'm saying is that I'm not going to be drinking anymore.
So, Heath, what are you drinking there?
Oh, it's just coffee.
Oh,
it's
just coffee.
That's
the elixir of life.
It's just.
Yes, I agree. So
it is the preserver of life.
You see, Bob just came in, but we're starting with you today, Heath.
Oh, that's all right. That's fine.
You showed something off last night. What was that you showed off?
Oh, you must be talking about my Knight Rider.
Yes, I must be. Very nice.
Yes. Repop. Just got it today.
Awesome.
And how'd you show it off last night?
Lou, I'll say it before and I'll say it again. There is a timeline. Okay. Oh, that's screwed.
You're feeling dated.
This is why I like Saturday mornings, because Heath is in the dark.
I thought that was most of the time.
Oh, thank you very much. Hang on, wait a minute. Let's do this up.
Moving on.
I've been up all night.
Okay, let me get my screens back up again here. Go away. And right now we've got Bob joining us. He seems to be the only one who knows that slippers are made out of banana skins.
We're having storms right now, and the power's popping in and out, so I may disappear. Been working on my little Airfix freight air arm Corsair, and putting about 800 more hours in it. Then it's
Corsair. That's the Corsair.
Yep.
172 is it, Bob?
172. I've been cutting open all the control surfaces and scribing in the missing cowlings and everything else. So
cool.
Put way more work into it than it's due, but it's coming out pretty good so far.
And?
What is
it all sounds like there's an and being spoken here. And?
And? And then?
And then?
And then? No, and then?
No, and then. No, and then.
Okay. Yeah, okay, Bob. All right. Coming up next, let's see who we got going on here. How about James? Let's pop over to James. How you doing, James?
Oh, I'm doing fine there, Jack.
Oh, we can see you today.
Yeah, you can see me today now.
You're not in the dark anymore either.
Yeah, we're on the new machine, so hopefully all those old problems are gone away.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I finished the SpaceX Dragon 2. It's now complete.
Oh, looky there.
Nice.
So that's
Very
all
nice.
complete now.
Uh-huh.
And I've been working on a small little styrene figurine
Mhm.
for the last week.
Styrene? Styrene?
It's styrene.
Styrene?
Yeah.
Please come over to the dark side, people.
Think of it as really
Way
thick
Japanese
paper.
anime.
That's really cool.
So,
Oh no! Dan just come to the styrene side. Run, flee!
I've been painting her weapons.
Uh-huh.
So,
Mm-hmm. Really cool. Curious question, though.
yeah.
You deal mostly in paper. Have you ever scratch built a paper model?
Scratch built?
Scratch built.
The only thing I've scratch built is probably bases
Uh-huh.
on it, but the kits themselves, other than pieces, parts,
Uh-huh.
but the whole model I have not done yet.
Hmm. That's what I did as a kid. not to one up you or anything, but I haven't done that since I was a kid. That was like 100 years ago.
Yeah, I have to bone up my 3D CAD skills
Okay, fair enough.
for that. So.
Oh, you mean there is software that you can actually create a model and print it?
What you use is use a 3D CAD program and design the model on the computer. And then there's plug-in programs out there you can get that will unfold the drawing.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll automatically unfold it. So it creates your templates.
Does it put the tabs in it and everything?
Yep.
No kidding. Wow. I didn't know such a thing exists, and I think, well, if I can imagine, it's probably somebody else's thought of it too. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's several. Like it started out, there was one. There was just one program out there for doing the conversions that you import your drawings into, and then it would unfold. But now, you can get plugins now for most of the CAD programs. Now you can get a plugin for paper models.
Cool.
So you can pick your flavor of CAD that you want to use.
The other advantage, of course, being, James, that you can get a lot of stuff for free.
Yeah.
So you're saving money that way. That you're not buying kits. You just download the 3D model and you're away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming up next, speaking of Mr. Know-It-All and somebody who I told him he was a liar to me. Why? Because he says he doesn't build car models, and he just finished off a car model, which is like probably one of the best ones I've seen so far this year. Why don't I screen share it? Yes, that's the bug.
He's got it right there.
And
It's primer coat, Liam. What color are you going to paint it?
The strange thing is, Lou, that's the color it's meant to be, the grey.
I know.
Yeah. No, he
Um,
did a nice job on that.
and my dad had one because I've got a photograph. It didn't have white wheels written off. I think it was a European derivative, but the ones here had orange and black tires. But I remember it well. It didn't have German number plates either, but that was just what came in the kit.
Liam, it wasn't a black and white photo, was it?
I have a strange memory. You're telling me, yes. You will notice the orange indicators. No,
so this actually proves one thing, and that is if you've never built one, don't say you can't build it.
I agree.
Just give it a shot first.
That looks really good.
It does.
It even looks like what the finish would have looked like. Well, maybe not back in the 60s. This is probably, what, a 68?
68, yep.
Yeah.
68, and I'm talking about back in the 30s when this first started back in Germany. They didn't put high polish on the cars back then, but it did look like freshly painted gloss type thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I did have some issues with the paint finish. You can see on the side there's a couple of cracks and so on, but it's still something I don't know why I get it with cars that I don't get it with aircraft or anything else. It just seems to react. Something I'm doing wrong. I think it may be because I'm using matte paint. I think for the next time I'll use gloss paint and try that approach rather than go at it from a matte paint and try and make it in gloss. I'll just stick with the gloss paint.
Your windows are so clean.
Yes.
Well, the reason for that, Lou, was I went over them with that after I'd finished. And gave them a clean very carefully because it will strip the paint off, but it took a lot of the crud off the windows. So isopropyl alcohol just straight.
Yeah. You could even use vinegar.
Yep. They made a white vinegar.
Not the apple cider vinegar, no.
The white one, yes.
But they're very happy, and then as I was saying earlier, I've started into the Mad Max version is in progress now with, you can recognize still the same vehicle, but considerable chopping and changing and a huge flamethrower device on the back.
Cool.
So which is that?
It looks like a Klingon bit of prey gun.
It's just what it is. It's the original Volkswagen engine that came with the kit. A Tiger tank barrel. And then the end of the Tiger tank barrel on top, and then some of the sprues just bent and stuck on to give the effect of a whipping. So and this piece is off some art. I can't remember what tank it was off. This piece on the back. So a lot still to do, but I'm getting there. And I mean, I've taken a different approach. Normally, I would paint everything first and then try and assemble it, but with this one, it's just basically everything's primered. So I'll then go on and try and start detailing it that way. This is all still removable, so I can still take the parts out to get at them. But
very sensible.
It's just a different approach, Lou. So I want to do a tank of some kind in the near future, and I'm just perhaps having a practice run with this to see how I would build it, paint it, primer it, and then do the painting detail.
Are you going to put tires on that? Or are you going to put some sort of half track on it?
This is tires. I have in the picture I put up online. I've got sort of harshly attached. They are Volkswagen. Sorry, not Volkswagen. They are Land Rover tires for the front, and then these tires, which came off actually came off a toy.
Oh, big knobby one. Yeah.
They're quite, there's a discernible difference, but it gives it a sit up and beg. I don't know if you say that term in America, but a sit up and beg look. So the back's the rear is raised, so it gives you a better view. Plus, it makes more sense with the weapon as well. The weapon's raised up.
Oh yeah, you got to have more support under there.
Yeah, and so to decide what height to set this at.
But well, remember, you got to re-level your weapon then, because if you're sitting up, you're going to be shooting up in the air all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's on a the way I did a lot of this. I used little. This is aluminum.
Yeah, what's that aluminium stuff?
Aluminium, which was very handy for joining things together, for doing the wheels at the back and so on, for doing the weapon. So just cutting it in sections, putting them wherever I need it. Same with the piece where it goes in the back. It's just aluminum. So useful stuff.
Have you got the chicken wire for over the windows?
Yes. I wasn't sure what to do. I mean, funny. I'm just looking at it at the minute. So we have it with. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes. Oh, wow. That's essential.
So, but it's not in the version of the movie.
That's okay. It's essential Mad Max wear, though.
So I probably will use some of that. That's courtesy of Craig Kerr. Craig and Andrew Campbell sent me a lot of bits and bobs that I'm able to use from this build. So save me. All these barrels have to be added onto the vehicle as well. And Craig sent me those as well. They're actually 1/35 scale, but for some reason they look perfect on the 1/24 scale.
Barrels are barrels.
Barrels are barrels, exactly. Barrels are fun.
Well, but I haven't really started mine, but I already have a car kit that I'm going to trash anyhow. So it won't take no time for me to do that. But by the time both of us get done there, Liam, the movie's going to be on DVD.
Yeah.
The next one will be out already.
By the time I'm finished, it'll be a classic.
It'll be remade.
Let's hop over to Wayne. Wayne, I really enjoy some of your posts because I know nothing about trains. I don't really look at them, but boy, you make a presentation of your passion. Makes me interested.
Yeah.
What was the most recent post that you did? What kind of a train is that? I mean, is that like a local steam engine?
That is a little, basically it's just called a tank engine because it's got the coal bunker and the water all in one little locomotive, and they're cheaper to run.
Mm-hmm.
Easy to maintain. And basically just to do light loads.
Just light loads. Is it a passenger train?
Well, it's mixed traffic. Basically, they can do passenger and freight.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just check out his video on his page.
I've also got a picture. There is a video of the Tiger 103. There is a video of the Tiger 103. 103 or 10. Sorry, I've been drinking.
What? It's 1 o'clock on a Saturday.
Oh, it's afternoon there already.
Yeah. So, oh crap.
Oh dear.
There he goes. There he goes.
That is my Shelby Cobra. The first car kit. That was a lot of swearing as well. Yeah.
I know the feeling, yes.
Well, I'm not sure as to why I'm not being able to see what you're doing there, mister. The T-shirt is actually quite striking. You got there, Tour Duty Vietnam.
Yeah. I got that. Gonna be starting now. That's gonna be a quick 24-hour build. Out of the way with.
Hold it up again.
And yeah.
Westland. Yep.
Got those gosh darn targets on the side of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Also got got a ME-109 for the Battle of Britain group build. On the way. But also, I'll show you this.
You can see 70 plus pieces, wingspan 255 or 265 millimeters.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see that.
Not updating yet.
Okay. Your camera is choppy. Your bandwidth is choppy there.
The problem is, it's my dad's laptop I'm borrowing today, so.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a resin kit called the Front 46. It's basically a what-if scenario if the war continued into 46, 47, stuff like that. They've got robots, cyborgs, everything. So I've got one of them ordered from Germany because I can't get one in this country because they keep selling out of them. So, but they've got a decent destroyed tank base with a destroyed T-34 with it. So that's all going to be. So if you find a picture, I'll share it on the group.
Okay.
Do please.
Yeah, do that, please. Yes, absolutely. Here's a man who likes to move his models around to find his photo etch. I watched your last video and I thought it was quite amusing. I watched the whole thing because I thought the whole video was very amusing.
Thank you.
Especially between the moving around the models and finding your photo etch, you couldn't have expressed my workbench any better.
I know I put it somewhere.
I put it somewhere to keep it somewhere.
Yeah.
Put it somewhere safe from me from finding it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anything bad to happen to it.
Like be found.
Like exactly. Like eventually being used.
Yeah, watch his videos. He has quite a way with his wording of things, and it's amusing. I thought your video was amusing, and that's what made it interesting. Now, you found a home for the Discovery from Space Odyssey 2001.
Yes. Yes, I put it up above. I span my 2 upper cabinets with it because it is 5 feet long.
Wow.
Many spiders will be happy in the future.
Oh, there are no spiders in my house.
Which comes to the next question I have for you, Lou, is dust and spiders and cobwebs. What do we modelers do with those things?
They act as a protective shield.
And a patina. It gives them a patina.
Yes, a patina, as we
like
say.
Like the frozen frost on the ice cream from your mother's house.
Exactly. No, I do pull them out and dust off. I try to keep as many things under glass as I can, but even then, even in a case, things will get dust on them. I don't know how it happens.
Wow, no kidding. But no, I mean, I don't know. My workbench was downstairs in the basement. It's horrid down there. But as far as dust goes, it's not a bad place. I think it's only where air has a tendency to circulate. You'll get a lot of dust, like it is up here now. And I'm really looking forward to dusting my models. But then again, I don't have any up here right now. So what are you working on, Lou?
Well, outside of that, I did finish up my puppet theater here. Let me do a little bit of Shaun of the Dead puppet theater.
I'm sure Simon Pegg would like that.
This weekend, I'm working on Bandai R2.
Mm-hmm.
The set of the 2 droids that Bandai put out. It's a neat kit. But it's a quickie.
And R4D5 or something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which, and that reminds me, because I'm thinking of trying to make a little bass with some sound clips to put in them. And I was looking for decent sound clips to put on the bass. And Luke calls the red one, he calls that an R2 as well.
Yeah.
Because he says there's 2 units in that motivator.
Yeah,
so why do they call it R5D4 when Luke calls it another R2 unit?
When growing up, I thought it was R2D5, not R4D5.
Yeah, I don't know. They could have done a better checking on that, but yeah, it's a quickie. I've got I have limited time this weekend to build anything, so I was gonna do something that I could knock out pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Andy Golightly, he comes back.
He came and he went. Where'd he go?
Yeah, he went. I mean, he found out who was
he goes lightly, apparently.
Because he has his new man cave to show off.
Ah, yes.
But I have gotten back from my little holiday in the nation's capital, and all week I'm playing chess on my computer because I'm just brain dead from the rest of the day, and ignored this little build. I'm still building the F-18 Hornet.
Nice.
There you go. And when I left it, put the I don't know, the bomb holders, fins, I don't know, on there. And the only thing I've done since, if you look next to the wheels,
wow,
there are those little U-shaped things. That's all I did so far. Between coming back last week on Sunday to now, that's all I did on this model. Eventually it's going to get built, but I'm hoping to spend some time with it now. But what I'm particularly liking is the paint work that I'm doing on this.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. The detail work inside there is amazing.
And the intakes.
Did the trip inspire you in any respect?
Was that?
Did the trip inspire you in any respect, any particular aircraft or model or project? The trip to the Smithsonian, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. I just took the color off the cover of the box. it's a little darker than I would like it. And when I did post the model at the Air and Space Museum. The model's even lighter gray, and it looks beautiful. I'll probably get halfway as decent. That's kind of a color I am. But I've never built a jet that had its landing gear down. This is my first one, because somebody made the suggestion that I can do both. I can have it in flight, in other words, taking off or landing, but it's probably going to be taken off because all the bombs will be on it. And yeah, I mean, I have a neat stand to plan for it too. I'm really looking forward to getting this one done, actually. And I'm thinking of doing this, and maybe you guys can assist me on this. I am using Vallejo paint. I'm thinking of putting metallizing agent into the floor wax, into the acrylic floor wax, to metallize it a little bit. Do you think that's a good idea?
Not if it's an enamel metallizer.
No, it's Vallejo.
Okay, so if it's all water-based, yeah, it's worth a try.
Is it going to be okay? It won't kind of look funky, and then of course I'll cover it with a mat after that.
Always do I would recommend doing an experimental piece before you
try
the aircraft.
Out on something.
You got a point there. I was thinking of airbrushing it on and giving it just a really light metallizing look.
Yeah, I would.
Not much of that in the Smithsonian, though. It was pretty much a flat gray. Yeah. Which one of the photos in what I posted just recently, you'd find it. I was excited I found an F-18. They had in that display case. They had other ones too, but that was in a mock-up of I don't think it was the CVN Enterprise. I think it may be in another aircraft carrier, but they had this, like the control panels and everything, and in the windows they had these video screens showing you a video of an actual deck of the aircraft carrier with jets taking off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then behind it, in the captain's quarters or whatever it was, they had these display cases with these jets that were a part of that particular aircraft carrier. They had the F-18, they had the F-14, 15, and they had a few I took a picture of a helicopter or two. It was actually, that was on the other side of the wall from the 1/100 scale Enterprise. Mm-hmm. And the combination in that room was one of my favorite places I haven't seen in the museum, because there was so much of what I was doing in modeling right there, easy to see, and it was really inspiring because they were all models, you know. So I really highly recommend, if you guys can fly, swim, fly, drive across the pond there and come to the Washington D.C. the museums, especially that one.
It's on my bucket list, Jack.
Was that at was it downtown, or was that out at Dulles?
Oh no, that was at the mall.
Okay.
That was at the mall. That was the mall. The National Mall is what we call the area between the Capitol and a Lincoln Memorial, right, with Washington Monument in the middle of it. And closer to Congress, on flanking either side, are like the National Gallery of Art, Museum of Modern Art. There's also one of my favorite other museums would be the Museum of the American Indian, which is absolutely fascinating.
That's the American History and the Natural History museums are all on there.
History, natural history. Now they're doing they're finishing up an African American museum, which really looks odd, I have to say. It looks like a chopped up pyramid upside down, and it's dark.
And the Guggenheim is there.
But what I understand is going to be inside the African American Museum is the Tuskegee Airmen airplanes.
Oh, good.
So that would be something I would like to see and possibly even build in model form. Do a Tuskegee airplane.
Jack, if you're really getting into the aircraft, can I recommend you get a hold of this? I don't know if you can see it.
Yes. Ask questions.
It's a book basically on aircraft modeling, but it is unbelievable, the information in it. If you're really getting interested, if you can get a hold of one. Now it ain't cheap. This was £48.
Jeez, that's right.
Which for me was it was a big expenditure, but I'll show you an example of a couple of the pages. Now that's the Hornet that you're doing at the minute.
Wow. There's a Hornet. Yep.
Again, I don't know.
Really
so that
cool.
is a section at the back of finished aircraft. But if you look at things like, let's get an example. Sorry, bear with me. Things like doing
cockpit.
Cockpits.
Now that's just 2 pages out of probably a 16-page.
Oh my goodness.
Just flick through it again, and you've got, it's everything: how to paint, how to do stretch builds, how to do canopies. You name it. It's done demarcating panels, filters, doing things like detail and so on. It's AK Interactive, the company that do all the paints and so on. And it's a guy called Daniel Zamarbide, Zamarbide. If you see the book, it keeps selling out in Europe, and I would say probably someone in the States will do it.
Oh, I'm sure Amazon has it. Amazon has everything.
No, they haven't. It's sold out in Europe, and Amazon doesn't have it. It's worth every penny. I was unsure about it, and I saw a couple of reviews, but when I got it, it's superb, and you see how thick it is.
Oh yeah.
It's value for money at the same time.
Yeah, it's most definitely my painting technique that has to be worked on. My building technique is just fine. I think building a model is probably the easiest part. It's the painting that makes or breaks it, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm learning, I'm learning different things, and I think it's because it's a darker version of it. It's mine.
The one thing about the book, the online's fantastic and the videos are fantastic, but sometimes just having a book, study and read, it's you can pick up things that perhaps you would miss otherwise, and you can keep going back doing it. You lift it off the shelf when you're in there. But if anyone wants the details, they can message me and ask me.
Oh, Jack, the real easy fix for your color, if it's too light or too dark, is you just do a shading on it. If the color is too dark, you mix a lighter color, and then you just kind of airbrush the center of each panel a little bit.
Yeah.
And that gives you your shading. And if your color is too light, then you mix a darker version and you just go around the edges of each panel.
But what really happened, though, with this particular model, when I looked at the color wet, it was the right shade as far as I'm concerned, but when it dried, it's dried up dark. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, when I finally get and Keith has this, he has like a panel with all his Vallejo paints put into little slots.
Yeah.
And right next to it, below it, maybe a piece of styrene with a dried color. That way, at least I will know what I'm, putting on, despite the fact it looked very light, wet.
That's actually quite common with any color pigment base, whether it be paint, markers, whatever, that the color is never quite the same as what the label says.
Well, what the label says or what it looks like coming out of the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always tend to dry a bit darker, I find, than lighter, but
yeah.
Once you dull coat it too, it's going to lighten up some more.
Yeah. And then the other problem is if you're working under a light, what you think you're getting is not what you're getting.
True.
So.
True. Yeah, so I think that's a good suggestion, is to get a little piece of styrene and paint it up and let it dry, and that will be your color wheel, I guess it will be called.
Make sure you've also done everything else to that piece of styrene that you're doing to your kit, like putting primer on it and all that kind of stuff. So
primer, yeah.
So you're seeing the paint over the primer, not over the styrene.
Yes, I was told the primer, particularly when it comes to metal type paints, primers very much matter.
Yeah, I actually see someone do something similar, and he actually did the test pieces with light primer and dark primer to see so he could see the difference in the color, and that's the way he recorded it.
And I also think I need to get new airbrush tips and a jewelry cleaner so that I can get a nice fine spray too. Sometimes it actually works fine, being kind of messed up, but I never know how thick it is that I'm putting on. That's another thing too. I have to learn a little better, a little lighter touch with the airbrush. Because there's all kinds of panel lines in this, but they're very subtle,
Yeah.
And if you're painting them, you're painting them in. You're filling them in.
As in all things, practice makes perfect.
Oh well, certainly, absolutely. Like your car, your bug. Really like that bug.
Thank you.
How you doing, Jamie?
In his new improved video format.
Actually,
he moves. He moves. It's a miracle. He moves.
Wait a minute.
It's the exact same camera.
You're both working today. Something's going to be wrong.
Actually, it's the same camera that you're using.
Yep.
It's the exact same camera.
Yeah, it makes such a difference.
After I reinstalled, the weird thing is, when I installed that camera, this one started working.
Of course.
So I put this
new camera setup now.
This is my birthday present. It's a stand and a new camera. It actually, if I click over onto this,
now you stop working.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I'm getting a little.
Yeah, but
here.
Oh, okay. So he's a two-camera guy now.
The difference, Jamie, is that camera. The new camera's autofocus. The old camera isn't, because I have exactly the same setup. I've got both cameras as well. So.
You know, I gotta say too, for a modeler, there's not very many. His background is very bland for a modeler. You need to throw a shelf up and throw some of your mistakes up on it. You know?
Yeah.
Actually, Jack, I do have a shelf with models on this sort of. If I just turn it. There you go.
Oh, okay. It's well, those are
boxes.
models that are built.
No, they all stuck downstairs, Jack. But one day I shall show you some.
I'm saying put a shelf behind. Well, I'm going to be doing it one of these days too. I'm going to put my mistakes behind me. Literally.
We should all put our mistakes behind us.
Mistakes, Jack. We don't make mistakes.
That was a Freudian slip, I think.
Mistakes? What mistakes?
We stand behind our work.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've never had experience in.
No, my work stands behind me. No way.
Yeah.
I don't stand behind. I don't take credit for my work.
No, I stand behind my work because I use it for a shield.
Anyway, I'll have to let you see this. I'm 3 parts away finishing off this evening.
Oh wow!
I'm just going through the final sanding stages of like the front, the sides, the counter. Now this is going to have all the lights go through it. It's got all the vents here lit up, and even the vents on the engine here. They're all drilled out and lit up. But the one thing I have done on this that I haven't seen very often is I've got these 2 engines here actually spin.
Oh, very
so
good.
I've got the engines working, going opposite directions.
You know, Jamie, if you've got a rivet counter looking at that and discrediting your work, you can always pick it up and club them with it.
True.
I don't like it here. How do you like it now?
Modeler charged with murder.
That's really cool, though. It's going to be. I'm really looking forward to that to being done, as well as the Enterprise.
Yeah, I've got Andrew Lightly is commissioned him to make the base for the Seaview because I just haven't got time, and I want to try and enter something for the Telford show. So I'm hoping the Seaview is going to be ready by November, but you never know.
You've got a lot of time. You think you can get it done. I mean, unlike the rest of us, you don't have a job and you model all the time.
Well, no, not really, Jack. I have got a job and I work nights.
That's the impression you give me.
No, no, I just work nights.
Jamie does have a job. He does have a 9-to-5 job, and he works it 40 hours a week, and he comes home and he models. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't eat. He just drinks caffeine.
We're machine now, then, man.
This is true. This is true.
He don't sleep. Sleep is for modelers who don't know how to model, right? Because that's the only thing you can do about his dream.
No, I've just adapted my body to you Americans because you're all up when it's first thing in the morning here.
Oh my gosh, a Brit who adapts his schedule to an American time zone. Nice.
That's the one.
Anyway, So let's do some screen shares. Of course, I didn't really change the format since my little hiatus. You know, who are we going to pick on now? Oh, here we go. Brian D. He did a Cobra 427, which I built the model, but I'm actually pretty ashamed of it because it's not even done yet, and I'm considering it done. He painted it gray. Mine was an electric metallic blue, which I bought the paint for my Corsair for, but I paint the car with it. But this,
it looks like a showroom.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's not a model.
It's not what?
That's not a model.
That's a real one.
That's a real one.
Yeah.
No, that's a model.
No, look at the office
That's
desk.
a real one. That is a real
I'm
one.
giving Brian a good credit here.
It's a diorama.
Here's his model. So well, other than the tabletop, I can't tell the difference. So there. That's really nice.
Very
You did a
nice.
great job of it.
You see, look, grey is a good color.
Yeah, it is a good color for this particular car. I'm actually surprised.
I like how the dials stand out on the dashboard.
And with the black appointments on it, you know, with you know,
Yeah.
black rims, the black bumpers, the black.
A little bit of the red hubs. Just set it off.
Yes.
Oh, look at that, Jack. Even the number plate's blacked out.
And it's a fun kit too, by the way. It is a good. It's a 16 scale. It's big for my nimble fingers, and yeah, it's a fun kit. I tried to light mine, and
Yeah, tries out headlights lit.
yeah, I did a sorry job on it, and that's why I'm a little ashamed of it. There's just so many things about in modeling that I've still got to learn yet. So it is what it is, I suppose. Because I get the inspiration from you people, and I go to bed and I sleep on it, and I dream about being a good modeler. Talking about paint jobs, even if you are not into sci-fi, ba-a-ack had painted parts of the Enterprise B, I believe it is. And if anything, I think you can appreciate the type of build he's doing on it. Let's bring it up. There we go. Let's get another photo here. Oops. Look at that paint. Crisp lines. Pretty even. And so let's talk to the mask master. Lou, what would you use as masking if you were just masking and not buying your masks? What would you use?
It's unthinkable, Jack. It's unthinkable. I really like.
You said that about the Titanic?
Yeah, no, it's unsinkable. There's a yellow tape. I'm not a big fan of Tamiya tape, but there's a yellow painter's tape that's a little bit thinner than the blue painter's tape. That really does well for me and really bends around curves and still sticks and I find that I use that for my, you know, the gross masking, the big stuff, but and that's available in any big box store.
Yellow frog tape.
Yeah, it's like frog tape, but it's well, I don't think I've got here's 1-inch tape, and it's yellow frog delicate surface tape. And you can lay that out with a straight edge, cut it with an X-Acto knife, and real thin lines.
What was that again? What was that?
It's yellow frog tape.
Oh, frog tape.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a yellow.
But it does give you a nice clean line. But I use that when I'm not using vinyl.
Oh, you also use vinyl tape.
Well, my vinyl. I mean, that's not tape.
Jack, I often use this 3mm vinyl tape if I'm going around corners and stuff. I find quite very good.
Oh, cool.
It goes around corners and you can get clean lines with this.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good stuff.
Where do you buy it, Jamie?
Where do I buy this?
Yeah.
Just offline. It's easily available, Liam.
Okay.
Especially when you're going around curvatures, it's excellent because it sticks and you get a really good line.
You can probably pick it up at an automotive.
Yeah, they use the pinstriping tape in an automotive place.
Yeah.
We don't paint our cars as much as the Americans do.
Well, yeah, you make yours gray.
There is also
we have color here in the States.
There's also another set of pictures that Baba had put up, and he's got such clean lines on this.
You get to paint.
What's that?
That's not an easy kit to paint. He's done a wonderful job.
Oh, it is not. You don't have masks for this, do you?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a 1,000 scale Excelsior class, and this happens to be the B.
Right.
Wow, that is like really, really sharp paint there. Look at that. That is really good. Of course, I know this is a decal, and so are these pinstripes, but this here. It looks like he also put paint inside this. This is like a, what do you call it? An etch in the plastic.
With the panel lines here, you talking?
Yeah. Well, yeah. This.
You want to make a grey bit?
Yeah, a wash, perhaps.
A wash?
It might be.
Yeah. So a wash, huh?
He deserves a medal just for getting the decals down right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is tough. Going a long way.
Those red pinstripes will drive any man to drink.
I'm curious to know if he used the decals out of the kit or if he had bought the aftermarket.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah, because the ones out of the kit seem to like crinkle a little bit.
A little bit.
But just, I'm just like overwhelmed by how good this paint is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't do that. That's neat. I mean, nobody's kit looks great when it's magnified that big.
Well, no, it's still looking good that big. That magnitude. It still looks good. I'm saying it looks good, even magnified. I think. Anyway. All right. Thanks. Thanks for posting that, Baba. Ba. Like I'm stuttering. And 3D Zakaz has been doing some 3D printing that he's been posting, and I'm not even sure what this is about. I'm going to rely on you guys to tell me what this is all about. Is this a type 3D printing, or is this a piece? No, I don't know. Let's bring you up here. Present everyone. This looks like one of the South Park characters.
Yeah.
And he claims this is 3D printed.
I'm not all wild about the style, but I like the results. I mean,
yeah.
Never
Here's that little Mickey. Ooh, yeah, the style. What do you mean by the style?
Well, I mean the open mesh style of it. I mean,
Yeah.
Huh.
It obviously cuts down on cost a bit, Lewis.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting technique. It's like almost like stained glass frames.
Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting observation.
What if they would be neat if they took that, we took that as a framework and like dipped it upside down in a resin or something, a clear, and pulled it up so that you would have like a clear panel in between the lattice work.
Mm-hmm.
That could be interesting, and make a lamp out of it or something.
I don't know. When you said that, I thought the same thing too. But it's
Tiffany,
I don't think they're very large. They're quite small models.
Yeah, it's almost like he's taking a drawing with very high, with a mesh with a very high poly count, and designing that in a 3D CAD program, and where you would normally blend in the mesh and make solid, he's leaving the mesh and then printing it.
Next up, I have this is another one that really impressed me because of the paint. Again, it's the paint. It's not necessarily the model, but it's the paint.
I've seen a bunch of this model. I mean, this type of model. What is this from? Is this an anime title, or is this?
No, I don't know where it's really. It's from this MAK series. I don't know if there's any books or anything related to it, but it's this sort of Luft 46 type of mecha series.
See, this is what got me right here.
I love that.
This is what got me right here. It looks like it's been trampled on. You know, the paint is worn off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know that's
one of those no-skip things.
In reality, that would be the removal of the paint, and you see the bare metal. But here in the model, the paint is on top of the colored paint.
I suspect, however, Jack, he's done it by doing a metal finish first.
Yeah.
Then the hairspray technique, and then the hairspray, then the paint on top, and then.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, it looks well.
Yeah, it looks like the tin paint is on top of the silver paint.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like the silver is on top.
It could be done either way, but I would have gone with the silver underneath. But that's just me. In order to get that, you've got the cream brownie paint which is showing up on the panel lines.
But that would be a waste of a lot of paint, though, don't you think?
Oh, you're never wasting paint if it results like that.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think Bob will probably agree with me. If you were doing a Japanese aircraft late war or something, that's probably the method you would use. You would paint the silver first again.
Yeah, you use the silver as your base coat, just like a primer. And then you put your hairspray down and you paint over it. And you go back and ship. But
it's an interesting topic. I just don't know what it's from.
Very well done.
Yeah.
It is. All this paint. Yeah, right down here too.
Gatling gun.
Oh wow! I didn't see this one.
Wow.
Oh, the cockpit. Yeah.
A lot of detail.
Curious to see how big this model really is.
It's about a foot long, isn't it? Ones I've seen at Wonderfest have been about yay big.
Yeah.
Nice stuff.
Yeah.
Michael Sendart, I think is how you pronounce his name. Thank you, Michael. It's that was really, really cool.
We should try and encourage, as Lou was saying earlier on, Jack, it's a pity more people wouldn't attend the Hangouts, you know, just to see. And I know we're all quite happy looking at ourselves, but it'd be nice to see someone different and with a different viewpoint and perhaps different techniques. But I know sometimes people are very scared of doing the Hangouts, but...
Well, I look at it this way. I like dealing with the regular suspects because I know you guys well enough and talk about certain things. This is why I bring them up to teach me, not just, I mean, I consider myself one of the audience members, not even a host, because you guys have a lot more experience and patience in doing these things than I do. And I bring up the screen shares that I say, oh, I wonder. Yeah, you're right. The person themselves would most definitely explain it better than we could. But I think the part of modeling is about exploring what we know and kind of maybe even building upon that, just as the same as a model.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I agree. I like to see other people in the Hangouts, but that's if you guys want to show up, absolutely show up. And
I know the Rocket Man himself expressed an interest this week, but he didn't come back to me about how to do it.
Yeah.
I think the secret is to ridicule these people mercilessly until they have to come on to defend themselves.
Right. Start making up a list.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest questions I've ever been asked, from the modelling point of view, somebody asked me once, what's the most important part of making a kit? Is it the building, painting, or prep work? And I've often over the many years I've been modelling, I've finally decided that out of all the aspects of making models, from the building the kit off to the using the air gun to using the hand on painting, it's the prep work.
Yeah.
Once you've built the model, and it's how much time you put into the finesse of your sanding, you're covering up your seams and everything. If you can get that down to a T, then your final paint work will look excellent. A lot of people build their models, rush the prep work, and then go on to paint it because they want to see a finished product. But then they start having problems with, they've seen bits on the model where they've got little scratch marks, or they've got bits of filler or a seam here, and then they start going back and doing the prep work. If you can get the prep work done first, no matter how long it takes you, that to me is the most important part of modelling your kits.
Preach it, Brother Jamie.
Sorry, I didn't that in. You were talking about, advice and stuff. I just thought I'd put that in.
No, I agree with you on 100%. And if I could get 5 people to start washing their kits before they start building them.
Yeah.
If you can get 5 people to wash your kits before building them, and before you die, your mission in skill modeling has been achieved.
Sorry, Lou, but something I've given up. I washed them diligently, and from the last 6 months, couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
You see no difference. Resin, yes, but plastic. No.
That's what I'm talking about. Resin.
Oh, resin. Oh, well, no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think it's also important to do plastic kits too. I don't scrub them. Sometimes if it's very detailed parts, I'll use an old toothbrush to it. But most of it, I soak it in pretty warm water and Dawn dish liquid. I just soak it, and that seems to work just fine. I don't have to scrub it, and then let it sit for maybe an hour, and then just rinse it off, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
I agree. Washing your kits, I think, is important. I didn't realize how important it was until somebody told me, just do it and you'll see the difference in your paint. And there is. Mike Bassford talks about fish eyes and all those sort of things that would happen because of the oil release that's on it. But I think also I found that if you don't wash your kits, the paint peels real easy. And you don't want paint to just fly off your models, that's for sure.
And the other thing I would say is spend the money on good primer.
Yes.
Well, what do you call good primer? Because I just use Vallejo primer.
Badger Style and Red.
Tamiya
Red.
I don't use the $1.99 rattle can primer that you get at Walmart. I use the good automotive primer. Costs a little bit more, but it will give you a smooth finish and sands up like a dream.
Yeah, but I have to go outside with my models, and I don't want to do that. I am hooked on Vallejo, just like, I don't know, I'm just hooked on it because I can do it year-round. And I agree with you. What's the name? Color something or another.
Duplicolor.
Yeah.
You're right. That primer is actually really good stuff. And if I am going to be doing the bigger, the 350 scale Enterprises, I would use the Duplicolor on that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Well,
I thought on these models, no. I don't think it's important to me anyway.
I've not given Vallejo a shake because I have never used it, so I can't speak to its quality.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I think it's good advice.
You're right.
You gotta learn how to use it like any other. Like you gotta learn how to use it like any other thing. You know.
Yeah. I just don't have any around here where I can lay my hands on it, so I haven't tried it.
Well,
just as I said, when I squeezed out the paint for this F18, I thought it was good, but it dried darker. So I learned something about the paint.
I mean, I use a Tamiya fine primer, and I find that excellent. I mean, I've tried all types of primers, but the Tamiya fine grey all white comes out excellent, and it gives a really fine surface covering. And again, that's easy for sanding.
I even got the Duplicolor in the jar, not even out of the rattle can.
Right.
To put it through my airbrush, it works fine. It's great. But the problem I have with it, I'm a lazy bastard, and I don't like cleaning things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you're using enamels and shellacs and blah 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 whatever else, you got to spend a lot of time and effort in fumes cleaning.
Yeah, you spend as much time in your brushes as you do spraying with it.
Probably more. Probably more. But with Vallejo, I just stick it under a hot faucet or in ammonia household cleaner, and it works fine. You know, but I do need to get a jewelry cleaner and vibrate the, out of it, because it's pretty well. The brass is pretty well worn. It's getting stuck into it and all that stuff. But maybe I just need new tips. That's all.
Jack, I found a really nice small cleaner at Harbor Freight.
Oh yeah?
At Harbor Freight, about yay big. And I've been using it for cleaning my airbrush, and it works like a charm.
Yeah, you can get it eBay, and it's pretty damn cheap there too. You know. I think that they won like $19 for it, and free shipping out of California.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I do need to break down and buy one of those, but I do need new tips too.
The first thing I did was, after I cleaned my brushes, I went and grabbed all my older pictographs and cleaned them the same way.
Yeah, and you can even do that with enamels and other paints. In fact, the cleaner will be a little different. It won't be the ammonia cleaner. It would be what?
There's a granulated cleaner that comes with the Sonic cleaner itself that I use.
Yeah.
What is
I picked up one at like Value Village for $5.
Okay, Wayne is he's going to take over the world. Look at him.
Yeah, rocket launcher.
Yeah, anti-tax.
That's your department, Jack. I'm just following your orders.
Either that, or else that's the new Dalek version.
I had other thoughts too, but we'll let those go. Anyway, talk about Christine. I'm going to bring this up because Liam, I'm going to still want you to build the Christine.
Oh, it's still here. Don't worry. Yep.
There she is. This is Brian's work. So it's good paint. I think it's good paint. Better than mine, it would be.
There's the beauty shot.
Yeah, there's the beauty shot right there. She's pretty. Thanks, Brian, for sharing that as well.
There she is.
Where did Andy go?
Yeah.
I need somebody else to pick on.
Christine is in my hand.
There you go. Oh, okay, that's good paint. What are you talking about?
You're grousing about, Liam.
Oh, I know. It just took me so long to get to that point that I will go back to it. I will go back to it. After this, I'll probably go back to it. As a Halloween build, perhaps, since Halloween isn't that far away.
You were going to light that up from underneath and stuff.
Yeah.
What color? Would that be white light, or would it be kind of reddish light or something?
I hadn't decided on the underneath light. I had done the headlights were all working. I had done all of that with the little micro SMDs. So that's.
You also realize that that has a bit of a history. I sent that to you, and then you claimed that you'd never seen the movie, and that motivated you to find the movie and watch it.
Yep. And it's not bad for the type of movie it is. It actually isn't bad at all.
It's a fun movie, I think.
Yeah,
Stephen King movies are pretty fun.
Possession movies all are.
Okay, maybe the guy was possessed. Yeah, I hear you.
Yep.
So was the car.
Oh, the car was possessed, but he was possessed by the car, or fell in love with the car, whichever it was. No, I will go back to it. I'll make a public promise to try and finish it for Halloween. There you go. Try.
Alrighty. You know what? I think we murdered an hour pretty well, don't you think?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And the best thing about murdering an hour is we don't go to jail for it.
Killing time. We're killing time.
Yeah, give it time. Thanks for joining us. And if you want to watch the past episodes of the Amazing Plastic Hangouts, you can go to my YouTube channel. Right now, they are on Scratch and Jack at YouTube. Do subscribe and thumbs up if you like to, if you like what we talked about. And also, too, if you're watching this and you haven't joined the Amazing Plastic community, Google Plus community, do join because we need you. We need you to show us what you got. We need you to teach us something about your modeling. Amateurs, professionals all join in on the community. We're all pretty much equal because I've seen an amateur teach a professional something or two, as well as the other way around. So we're pretty friendly around here, if not perverse. Anyhow, thank you all for joining. And I'd like to thank my people that show up, the usual suspects like Bob. He's rolling his eyes.
Thinking about having to get up for work in 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, go to bed and enjoy your sleep and dream about good modeling too. And James, thanks for stopping by and showing us there's life in paper as well.
Alrighty, you're welcome.
And paper used to build models, not anything else. Or the best thing about your models is if you get upset, in plastic models, when we get upset, we throw it against the wall, and we thought we exacted revenge on the model. But for you, all you need is a little bit of kerosene and a lit match, and you're good to go. I'll show that model. Anyway, thanks, Jamie, for showing up. And build a shelf behind you. It's getting a little boring looking at your background there.
Hawaiian sunset.
What's that?
I'll Photoshop an Hawaiian sunset next time, Jack.
Okay, very good. And thank you, Liam, to show that a Starship builder and a sci-fi guy can do a car, and not just do a car, but do it very well. Thank you.
And do it happily as well.
And Lou, it's always a pleasure having you because you're one of the guys that I think I look up to, actually, because I watch your videos, and I like your personality on your videos. I think you're amusing. You're fun to watch.
Thank you.
A little long-winded, but fun to watch nonetheless. And thank you, Wayne, for stopping by, too, and showing us your passions and your model builds. And this is Scratch and Jack, your host for the Amazing Plastic Hangouts. Join us tomorrow for the Sunday Hangout. Until then, happy modeling, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.